We're gonna get her going now. So ladies and gentlemen, these antelope species just off to our left-hand side that you're seeing as we exit the gate are known as the Eastern Forest Bongo. Despite that name, Eastern Forest Bongo, they're a West African species of antelope. Not officially being discovered until the late 60s by early scientists. The peoples living in those areas actually believed for thousands of years consuming these guys would give you paralysis. That is not true. However, they are in fact one of the rarest antelopes on planet Earth. There's only about 200 of these guys left out in Africa, unfortunately. However, our zoo has these guys on an official species survival program, and an extremely successful program at that. Ladies and gentlemen, within the last year alone, 4 baby bongos have been born right here within Brevard Zoo's walls. So guys, this waterway that's just over to our left-hand side is known as the Nyame River. Now, this waterway encapsulates all of our different African habitats, and funny enough, you guys actually get the chance to kayak this river. That's right. You guys head on up to our Expedition Africa Loop. Look for the big red kayak. We go out every 30 minutes, and I highly recommend you guys go get yourselves a tour because you gain new perspectives of many of our different creatures. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over here off to the right-hand side, we have the Watusi cattle. One of the most sacred and celebrated species of cows on the planet. These guys hail all the way from northeastern Africa. And despite the fact that you might think those horns are quite big on their head, they're not fully grown yet. They get to be 8 feet apart at the points. And when they're full grown, they're actually not that heavy because they're hollow with a honeycomb-like structure allowing these animals to regulate their body's internal temperature. And we do have some impala sitting over there on the left-hand side. Some of the most common animals found in the entire African continent. There are millions of impala all over the landmass. However, they are anything but ordinary. They are a very, very fast, very agile species of antelope, being able to jump upwards 10 feet in the air and about 30 feet long ways from a sprint.
Wait, how come there's no steam coming out of the funnel?
And finally, we have our dromedary camel over here to the right-hand side. Everyone say hi, Frankie.
Hi, Frankie!
Yes, that is his name. His name is Frankie. Frankie just celebrated his 16th birthday a few months back. But Frankie is what's known as a
Happy late birthday,
camel.
Frankie!
Now, dromedary camel is one of the most resilient animals on planet Earth for a number of different adaptations. For starters, that large hump you see on his back is not just for show, and it does not contain water. It contains a fat reserve that can allow these camels to go for days and days and days, or even hundreds of miles on end, without food, water, or anything of the sort. Moreover, they have specialized callus on their knees and stomach, allowing them to effortlessly cross over sand dunes.
Yeah.
And finally, they also have very, very coarse eyelashes, very coarse and long eyelashes, allowing them to keep their eyes protected from the many sandstorms and other hazards that plague their natural state.
They switch the points? I hear a helicopter. You said... Wait, did you say here or see? Oh.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to once again thank you guys for showing these animals the level of respect they deserve. We here, on behalf of the education staff, animal keeper staff, and everyone here at Brevard Zoo, certainly appreciate when people show these animals the respect that they deserve. So, big shout out to every single one of you guys today. Coming up on the left-hand side now, we once again have that mangrove nursery. When these mangroves are fully grown, they will actually help to keep the strength of our shorelines. That's right, guys. So the specialized roots on these guys are actually semi-aquatic. They go into the water, but they still help hold together our very, very fine soil. Not only does this prevent against erosion, but storm surge as well, and hurricanes can be a huge problem for us. We do all of this through a group known as Restore Our Shores, and that's not all they do. They will also help to plant seagrass beds, providing food sources for the thousands and thousands of manatees that call this area home. Moreover, they will also plant oyster reefs, which not only provide natural homes, but water filtration to keep the Indian River Lagoon system clean and pristine.
Pretty cool, Joe.
Probably.
And finally, guys, over here we have our free flight aviary. You can experience a ton of different bird species here and even get the opportunity to feed them. Some of my favorites include, but are definitely not limited to, the lorikeet, the kookaburra, the cockatiel, the spoonbill like you see in the tree over there, and my all-time favorite, without question, is something known as a tawny frogmouth. In the nightjar family, these are a nocturnal species of bird with very large eyes on their head and extremely good camouflage. And guys, we do have a photo opportunity right over here, so just look off to the right-hand side and smile. And if you want to keep this photo forever and ever and ever, you guys can do so via the QR code back at our train booth.
Wow. That looks beautiful. And we're back at the station.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are back where we started once more. I want to thank you guys again for coming out here. Thank
You're
you guys again for
welcome.
coming out to our zoo, and I want to just say, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, because not only are you here for great sights, but you guys have also directly contributed to conservation efforts all over the world. And for that, on behalf of all of us here at our zoo, we thank you. So guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. You're good to exit, and thank you so much.
You're
Good
welcome.
to exit.
You're welcome, and have a good day too. Bye.